Welcome back to The Experience, everyone. Today I have a very special guest. Something different than we normally do on the podcast. We're going to try to start bringing more episodes like this, mental health awareness. I believe a lot of people are experiencing it, and they don't know how to deal with it. So, at least not from a professional standpoint, we don't have enough people out there that are really willing to do it. So I brought on a good friend today. Her name is Amy Calamusa, and I was really worried about saying her last name, by the way.
You did good.
She's a special education teacher, and I'll let her talk about that.
So I teach in St Charles Parish. I am a 4th grade special ed teacher. This is my 15th year teaching.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been a long round. We've been through a few things, hurricanes,
Right.
the pandemic.
Right.
But it is very dear to my heart. Like, it is.
Always the same profession?
Yeah.
Like, just, yeah. So, like,
I mean,
once you're in that, you kind of stay in that.
Yeah. I graduated in 2008 with my bachelor's degree in elementary ed, and I thought I wanted to teach early childhood. So I went and got an additional certification to teach early childhood.
Okay.
Did that for a couple of years. Absolutely not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in Jefferson Parish. When I graduated, they put this dandridge clause into effect. So, like, if you had a bachelor's degree and were on the East Bank, they shifted you to the West Bank.
Gotcha.
So I was put in a school in Gretna.
Okay.
I can't remember the name. I probably blocked it out because that kind of.
It was horrible?
Oh, it was terrible.
Bad experience?
Terrible experience. Like, it was. I started out at a little school, Harold Keller in Metairie.
Okay.
Because I was a December graduate. I taught there till May. The dandridge thing went into effect, and they put me Johnson Gretna Park. That was the name of it.
Okay.
4th grade there. I had students that were on legal probation in 4th grade, like ankle monitors and everything. It was a rough crowd. I grew up in Lakeview, went to Cabrini, like sheltered my whole life.
Total opposite.
Completely exposed to reality, just thrown into it.
Right.
Would leave work stressed out. I started having panic attacks.
Damn.
So I went to my doctor. My heart rate went up to like 190 one night. My doctor was like,
it's high blood pressure right there.
Yeah. She was like, it's definitely just anxiety. I'm like, I've never had anxiety before.
Right.
She's like, now you're a teacher. Like, come on.
How long were you working there?
About a year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was rough though.
So 1 year, you about to go into crazy mood.
Yeah. And then I transferred to a couple because they kept shifting me around because I had a bachelor's degree. Most teachers at that time just had associate's degree.
Gotcha.
So since I had the extra certification, they shifted me around. And after that, I was kind of like, I'm going to St. Charles.
Right. Like a special teams player on a football team.
Yeah.
Putting you all over the place.
Yeah. So I went out to St. Charles, and St. Charles was so... everybody wanted to teach in St. Charles at that time.
That's what I've heard.
So now we're in a critical shortage.
Right.
But
of teachers in general?
Of teachers in general.
Wow.
General teachers.
That's sad, huh?
It is sad. It is very sad. But it's understandable.
Because we got a lot of kids.
The kids keep coming.
Yeah.
They don't stop.
Yeah. If the teachers stop, we're kind of
But it's
screwed.
understandable because if you think about it, the way society views teachers is so backwards. I mean,
like looked down upon?
Yeah.
Like it's frowned upon? Kind of like...
What would anybody be without a teacher?
Yeah. Well, meaning like the job just, she's a teacher.
Yeah. So you're going to pay basketball
but they bitch at
players
you if their kids
and
aren't
football
like,
players.
You didn't do my, give my kid an A. I'm like, well, they
didn't earn it.
Yeah. Actually, they deserved a D.
Right.
So I was being generous. I gave them a C. And they're like, that's not good enough, Yeah.
Exactly.
Kids are entitled nowadays.
Yeah. And I just think our society teaching is not a profession that's held in high regard.
Pretty sad.
It is sad. It is sad because who would
you're
be
teaching
anything
someone's
without
child.
a teacher?
I mean, when you're teaching someone's child like 5 days a week, most parents don't even get to hang out with their kids that much.
No, and most
like with them more
parents
than the
realized how much teachers did during COVID, during that pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, without a teacher, I'd be nothing.
Right.
I mean, everybody learns.
Well, yeah.
Should be learning.
Yeah. Nobody would be anything without a teacher.
Yeah.
So I went to St. Charles, and I ended up at the alternative school. So it's like for kids that have been put out of their regular education.
Gotcha.
And I ended up having a 4th grader, and he was just phenomenal. At this time, I was not special ed certified, and that whole experience changed my view of SpEd kids, and I went and got certified. And then now I'm at a little school in Parody, which I absolutely love, adore all my babies, RJ Vial.
There you go. Shout out.
Shout out. The best kept secret on the bayou.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I don't ever want to leave.
What made you have the change of heart? Like with this, was it like a special, like a kid that like you thought was dear to you? Like you had a connection with somebody?
Yes. He
make you change your whole entire...
completely go from regular ed to SpEd.
Kind of changed your life.
Yeah, it did. He did.
That's awesome.
He
Big
was
impact.
a foster child,
Mm-hmm.
and the woman who had him at the time was really struggling. Like, she didn't know what to do with him. He was put out of his elementary school, so he was in this court school, which they can't bring a school bag. They don't have any enrichment, so like no art, nothing. It
sounds like a...
You go to
they
school.
Just sit there?
No, you go to school, you learn, and you go home.
Oh, gotcha.
Like it's court school, you know.
Gotcha. Like strictly education. No,
strictly
gotcha.
education. You don't get any time with your peers.
Wow.
You are there. Like it
sounds like military school.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you were.
I guess that's what that is. I don't even know.
Kind of like military school, but not so harsh.
Right.
You know?
Right. Took all the fun away.
And I just kind of noticed like he had some traumatic brain injuries from his parents. He was born to a crack addict, and he was taken away, and he was put in all these homes. And I just kind of thought, like, you know, these are the kids that need me.
Right.
Like, if I'm going to do something, this is what I want to do.
Like you found a purpose.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like as a teacher before that, like you didn't have like you were like, is this my purpose?
Yeah, I kept thinking.
Is that what you kind of felt?
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't reaching them.
You were fulfilling your purpose, but you felt like it wasn't.
Yeah, like I was educating them, but I wasn't educating the whole student. And
Gotcha.
I feel like in special ed, you can do that because it's smaller class sizes.
Right. It's more in person.
Yes.
More personable.
More personable.
Wow.
And so, yeah, because prior to Katrina, I came from a family of nurses, and I was in nursing school at Holy Cross.
Okay.
And I didn't ever really want to be a nurse. I always wanted to be a teacher. Like
Sound like Alyssa.
When I was little, I would, like, at the end of the year, get all my teachers' old textbooks and everything and bring them home and, like,
so you were
play
preparing.
school. Oh, yeah, I was completely into it. And,
so here we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how long have you been doing the SpEd side? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, the SpEd side.
I like that.
I think this is my 8th year doing SpEd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how old is that student now?
Okay, so now he would be a senior, and unfortunately, I heard that he ran away from home from the foster mom after trying to, he obviously had some mental health issues that were not ever addressed, and he tried to hurt her and then ran away, and he's kind of like off the grid right now. So I'm hoping they find him and get him the help he needs.
Right.
But yeah.
That's sad.
It is sad.
How old is he?
He'll be in 12th grade now, so 17,
He's a kid.
18. Yeah, baby still. Because your frontal lobes are not fully formed till you're 25. You know?
Right.
I tell Alyssa that all the time.
Yeah, she's learning. She's got 2 more years.
She's learning.
Yeah, 2 more years to get it together.
And really, she helped me a lot, too, because when she was in 4th grade, she was diagnosed with ADHD, but the inattentive type. So she didn't have the hyperactivity. So it was really hard for us to pick up.
Gotcha.
Earlier in her life.
How do they specify that? It's like ADHD.
It's just really like ADD, yeah.
Okay, got it. So it's ADD.
Yeah, it's the old ADD.
So
but
she's not hyper.
No, not hyper at all.
Is that what the HD stands for?
Yes, the
shit.
hyperactivity
I think I got that.
disorder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And I really think that I have the same thing, but I just don't have the hyperactivity, but I was never diagnosed.
Right.
Because I'm like, squirrel, you know?
Yeah. I got diagnosed at 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I wanted to see because I was like, I'm just doing all this weird shit that I hear people say they have, and I'm like, yeah, it's ADHD.
Yeah.
So I guess I got the hyper part.
And you see what's crazy with girls, ADD runs so close to with anxiety and depression, they like crisscross. Right. So some girls that will always be diagnosed with anxiety or depression really have the ADD.
Well, yeah, that's what I learned in rehab. Like most people, like me with ADHD, you suffer from depression.
Yeah.
That's actually like, I didn't understand that until I went.
Yeah.
And, because I was like, man, why do I always feel sometimes like when shit's good, I'm good, but then you have those lows, and that's like depression.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was like derived from that, you know. Absolutely. Plus like childhood trauma, you know, subconsciously, you know, all that stuff, which people, I wish they'd be more aware of that, you know.
Right, right.
The shit you do to your kids, we'll travel with them as adults.
And not even them out. I went to a seminar where even in utero, stuff that happens, it affects your brain. And it chemically changes everything, and it carries on with you.
You mean like if the mom's drinking or something?
If the mom's drinking, if the mom went through like a traumatic experience while you were in utero.
Gotcha. I thought you meant the mom was like yelling a lot. And
no, not just yelling.
Right, like, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, the baby came out pissed.
I mean, you know what? Now that you say that, my middle child is very angry. And when I was pregnant with her, I was super hormonal and angry.
Right,
so
right,
that
right.
could be.
Like if you yelled a lot, you might have like gave her shock waves that like hit her.
Yeah, I mean, that explains what's wrong with her.
Yeah, that's what I love about the ADHD. It's like I get to think about crazy stuff.
It is, and they have a whole university in Texas that actually like studies.
Oh, I'd love to go study.
My God.
How long I got to stay there?
I don't know.
They'll probably keep me there like a whole year if they get a chance. They'll be like, well.
But yeah, like I would love to get certified in that, like going and evaluating and learning more about that, because I found that so interesting. That I mean, like
I'm working on getting them some certificates on mental health.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've had enough. Yeah, I've had enough 12-step to know. Because I made like 5 years sober. Okay. 3/21/18.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's kind of like the first time I'm talking about it, but. Yeah, I mean, that kind of qualifies me to do, I've like chaired meetings, like 3 months, which is pretty rough. So yeah, I guess I could help people with a few things. They're all suggestions though. Like I don't have any like doctoral education.
I think that's what people, I think they relate more when you have real life experiences. Yeah.
That's what they say, like experience, strength, and hope. And I was like, oh, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to try to get my sponsor on for one of my episodes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because we never did that, but it's like it's time to start like talking about it.
Right. And it definitely is, because I will say that the mental health of these kids post-pandemic is detrimental. Like
you were saying that earlier.
They have such bad anxiety.
From the...
I guess so. So the pandemic hit in 20, so right now they're in 3rd grade, those babies that were in kindergarten when it hit. Right.
They didn't get to develop with like other kids.
They don't have that social development at all.
And they're already in their phones. They play video games.
Exactly.
So
and
really
then you have, then Ida hit.
Oh,
so this is actually our first full year of school since the pandemic, that with no interruptions.
Damn.
No masks, no restrictions. Parents are welcome back at the schools. The kids can do, like we used to have virtual conferences. Like we can actually invite people back into the school. So these kids had no interaction. And I just think at a young age that social development is so critical, because without that you cannot develop properly. I mean,
and they're acting like off or kind of weird now.
And now they have like super anxiety when it comes to testing. Right. And, you know, like the state keeps putting out rigor, you know, you have to keep your lessons rigorous and you got to keep pushing all this stuff down their throat. But
it's like they're not.
It's not the well-being, you know.
I mean, they really didn't even get a chance to develop their brain in 3 years. Because, you know, at home they're probably playing video games, cheating. Right. I've seen so many kids cheat. I mean, it just is what it is. Yeah. Now there's like this new AI out there, like Chat GPT. So it's like, you know, you could just ask it a question and it'll just spit out an algorithmic answer for you.
Oh, that's
so, like, you know, professors got to worry about that now. Right. I mean, it's basically an artificial intelligence.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So ain't that some crazy shit?
And I mean, that's even if kids have internet access, because how many kids?
True. And most people do.
Right.
Every kid I know has got a cell phone. I mean, every kid.
Yeah.
Even like my 5-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. So I didn't even have a phone until I was like 16.
Yeah, I was.
When they first came out.
I know, when they were huge.
When you could play Snake on the Nokia.
Oh
yeah, all those. Yeah, I saw that.
I had the one.
I had a beeper.
That with that. Oh yeah, the beepers. Yeah.
You used to be able to spell hello.
Yeah.
You'd be texting somebody like a number.
Yes.
Hello.
Or
yeah,
LOL.
That's old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the line for the payphone at recess, at lunch, would be so long because you'd have to return.
I've actually gotten money out of a payphone because like somebody left their change in there. I thought I was the shit.
Yeah.
I was probably like 9.
That was jackpot.
Yeah, but jackpot. I mean, 25 cents. Shit,
Right.
that's a lot of money back then.
It was back then.
I mean, not really. You would still need another quarter to get like a
Right,
piece of
something.
gum, but you know.
At least you could get something.
I'm sure back in my dad or your dad's day, it
Yeah.
was like, I got that for a nickel.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, could have got 5 pieces.
Right.
But now that you're doing the SpEd, like what type of child do you work with? Like, what do you specialize in for that? I guess I would ask.
So I don't do severe profound. That would be like your kids with wheelchair bound or nonverbal.
Like even more attentive.
Yes. Those usually have to have a nurse para with them. So somebody to help take care of them. You do deal with feeding tubes and that.
Wow.
So I'm just mild moderate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm certified to do the severe profound, but I like the mild moderate. So that's autistic, ADHD, specific learning disabilities. So just if they're like have trouble reading or developmental delay, I also deal with behavior disorders. Wow. So
that's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't imagine you doing that and helping somebody in a wheelchair. You just ain't got the time.
You don't. So that's why they have to separate them.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, it takes a special person to do what you do. And so it just takes an even more special person for like that job.
Yes.
Like, I'll take number 2.
Right.
You know, she could have number 3.
Right.
You know, so no, that's.
And Alyssa gives me grief because like sometimes like I'm just so tired, like at night.
How many kids do you have?
This year I have 6.
Most teachers have like 30 to 40.
Yeah, but
some of them are 20. Right.
You know.
Yeah, you couldn't handle 40. I mean, that's crazy, right?
No.
So it's like it's selective and
they're all on different levels. So you're constantly modifying assignments based on their needs. All on different medications.
So you have to know about all of that.
All of that. They have a health plan that comes with them. Their IEP, which is their individualized education plan, is about 18 pages long usually.
Wow.
It has to be redone once a year. So, like, I'm doing all of my students this year. Next year, their teacher will redo all of theirs.
Right, like you evaluate them in like...
Yeah. Well, they get reevaluated every 3 years. So somebody, a school psychologist will come in from the district and give them a whole nother evaluation.
Wow.
So every 3 years, they're reevaluated, but every year you can update their IEP. So if they need other accommodations, like most of my kids have extended time, small group assessments, so they don't take tests when they're in class. I pull 2 of them out, so I'm self-contained for math, so I teach them math alone.
Oh, wow.
And I push in for ELA, science, and social studies.
You would have hated me. I probably would have hated you.
You probably would have done better in a small group setting.
Oh, yeah. I need like a tutor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a tutor when I went to college a couple years ago, and it worked.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It does work. Sometimes you just need that extra attention.
Yeah.
And so like then all their accommodations are listed, their goals, like where they're at now, where you want them to be by the end of the IEP year, their medications.
I was going to ask, do you have to disperse medication to them every day?
No, the school nurse does that.
But you take them like if somebody needs something in 2 hours, gotcha.
Yeah, send them to the nurse.
Yeah, because that would be a lot to like.
Yeah, like I have one with asthma and you have to be med trained to go on field trips with the medicine bag, and you have to make sure that she's by it at all times, just in case she ever needs her inhaler. Wow. Other kids, if we're on a field trip and they get their noontime medicine,
y'all take them on field trips.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, of course.
They probably love.
We went bowling just a couple weeks ago, and they absolutely had the best time of their lives.
Yeah,
it was.
They probably
amazing.
hadn't been out to a place like that in forever.
And some of them have never even crossed the river. Like when we're driving across the Huey P, they're like,
wow.
"What is this?"
Wow,
the Mississippi River.
Well, I remember when I crossed that shit. I was like, that's a whole nother world.
Right. And they're not going to remember you teaching them lesson 15 in their ELA book. They're going to remember the experiences.
Right.
That's where
they're more photographic.
Yeah.
In person.
Yeah. Hands-on.
I get that.
Yeah. Now, when we do science labs, these kids were in first grade when COVID hit, the ones I have. When we do labs, they are so territorial and argumentative with everybody. Like, they don't work cooperatively together.
Right.
And their little
they all
brains
want to rip each other's heads off.
Abstractly. Like, it's so strange. So it's just
are they like slower? Like, some of them are slower, some of them are faster?
Oh,
like,
definitely slower.
Right. Like, if they're at 12, they act like they're 7.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
7, 8. Like one of mine, he actually moved, so he transferred schools, but he didn't even know the entire alphabet. Like, he scored lower on state test than the non-English speaking students. So that was like low.
And I guess that's because the non-English speaking students, they just can't understand English.
Right.
But in their language, they might have got an A.
They might have.
Whereas, might have got an A. Listen to me. I actually graduated with English honors. But they take that test, and it's like they don't know the whole alphabet, so they can't even pronounce words.
Exactly.
Some words. That's wild.
It is wild.
That's sad, man.
And that LEAP test is just what we hold.
Oh,
it's the end-all, be-all, you know?
First year that they started making you pass that in 8th grade, I failed math by a point.
Oh, my God.
First time ever going to summer school, passed it by like 2 points. 10th grade year, failed the bitch again by like 3 points, maybe even 5, I don't know. Had to go to summer school again. Yeah. I even switched schools because of the LEAP test, because they had like a math remedial program, so.
Yeah.
Kind of sucked, but it was all right, you know.
We try to prepare them a little bit better now for LEAP. Like, they do different, we pull some of the standards from LEAP and try to create questions and have them get that practice. But now even 3rd grade takes LEAP online.
Oh, wow.
It's not paper-based. Everything's on the computer.
Wow.
But my kids do get the same accommodations for LEAP, so they can get extended time, small group, tests read aloud to them.
Right. Like, I always would need more time.
Yeah.
But I never did it because I didn't get.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. And a lot of college kids don't use their accommodations either, which they should.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't know any of that until after I dropped out.
Yeah. And you could have used your accommodations on your ACT too.
Well, I didn't get diagnosed till 30.
Right.
So my ACT, I wasn't worried about it. I got like a 17 the first time and then a 19 the first time. Yeah.
Not
I mean,
bad.
I just was going straight to cut hair. I never knew was going to go to college. But I went at 31, but I got diagnosed with ADHD at 30. But I did Nunez for like a year and a half. So I was like 33 when I got out or dropped out to do this. And I found out about if you have, ADHD, you can get like longer tests taken. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Because I did, failed with like, graduated high school with D's in algebra. I barely made it to Algebra 1 Part 1 because of the LEAP shit. Held me back. Never took geometry.
I was going to ask, are you better at geometry?
Well, yeah, I usually on a standardized test like LEAP, I would score the highest.
In geometry?
Yeah, and I never took it.
So you can play pool?
Yeah.
See, geometry, this is a fun fact.
And I guess that's why I can cut hair.
Kids that are better at geometry can play pool.
Really?
But kids that are better at algebra are worse pool players. Isn't that?
That's well, I'll tell you why. Because at Nunez, they said, look, if you want to get this associate's degree, because I was trying a different route, trying to be an operator at a refinery, you need to take 3 algebra classes. And I said, 3? I was like, I'm 31. I haven't taken this shit since I was 19. And they were like, yeah, you got to pass with C's or higher. And I was like, no D's? And they're like, no, this is college. You don't, you need a C or higher. I was like, I've never made a C in my life. So I didn't sit in the back of the class. I sat in the front. And I paid attention, did my homework as best as I could. And, yeah, I did okay. I got like 2 C's and a B.
At least you did the effort.
Yeah. And then I just dropped out. I just had to make sure. I was like, you know what? I'm capable of learning.
Right.
But it's just different. But I found out about the test taking. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, I mean, now, like, back when I was in school.
And if I would have took Adderall or Vyvanse at, 12 or 11, I probably would have did a lot better.
You would have.
Yeah.
You would have.
It's okay, though.
But, I mean, in the 90s, like, it was just the bad kids, Nobody was diagnosed.
Back then they had Ritalin when
Yeah.
I was little. So I think they gave a lot of kids depression. You had a lot of kids commit suicide taking that. So obviously Adderall and Vyvanse are different now because I've tried them both. But like, I'm glad my parents never got me diagnosed because I'd have been on Ritalin. I mean, who knows? My depression, I might have fucking offed myself at like 13.
I know. And right now, the behavioral health that we have in this state is...
Yeah, we were talking about that back in the lounge.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad. You said that there is a shortage of teachers.
Critical shortage.
I
know there's a few schools that are missing like 6 to 4 to 2 to, I think one of them maybe has like no severe profound teachers, but SpEd teachers, and so they're just looking for warm bodies and putting them in. And so some of the para educators, which are like I don't know if anybody's not familiar with that, but that's kind of like your teacher assistant.
Yes.
They've had to step up into the teacher role, which has
wild.
No training, no certification, because anybody can go be a para educator. You know, I mean, granted, the paras do a whole ton of work, like
for sure.
Thank God for my paras, because I don't know where I'd be without them, but they shouldn't have that responsibility.
Right.
You know,
it's like, because it's like a step or two down, right, from a teacher, or a couple steps down, but it's like now they're responsible
thrown
for
in.
Yeah. They just don't have the training.
So then nobody's collecting data on these kids. So then nobody really knows what's going on. And I mean, these poor kids are suffering.
That's critical.
They're not getting the help that they need, you know?
What do you think is a good solution? Like, what would be a good solution for this? I definitely
think we need...
I don't think people want to go back to work, honestly.
No, I don't think they do either.
I think the pandemic's kind of fucked up a lot of people.
It has. But we have to step up our mental health facilities. Like, I know for children, the only one is that behavioral health unit uptown at Children's Hospital.
Right.
I know for speech therapy, when I've referred my kids for speech pathologist, it's like a 6-month wait right now to just get evaluated for speech. So can you imagine if they're going through depression or needing to be diagnosed with something else, how long they're waiting? It's sad. I mean, something's got to change with legislature, with insurance.
I think y'all need to just get paid way more, almost like a nurse. I mean, because I feel like you're saving lives.
I know.
You're starting them.
I feel like we should get paid surgeon pay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're with like most people's kids more than they ever are. So to me, it's like, all right, well, this person spends more time with my child than I do.
I spend more time with other people's kids than I do with my own.
I understand, yeah.
You know?
And I mean, that's like, and that's the job.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the sacrifice you want to make.
And like we get paid 7.5 hours a day, but I still do so much outside of work. And then I'm actually in graduate school right now, working on my ed leadership, my master's in ed leadership, because I do want to move to the state level and make some changes, because they need to have changes.
I like that. I like that you feel like you're that passionate that now you have to level up to
absolutely
get in an office where you would be able to physically do that. I like that.
Thank you.
That's pretty like it looks like somebody from the pandemic actually fucking leveled up.
Yeah.
I thought I've only met a few people since pandemic that I feel like have, I don't know, put a spark under my ass.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of started all this, the thought, the dream.
Right.
And with the hair.
I know. So,
that's good, because what if you do make a change? I think you can. I don't think it's impossible. You know, I mean, I thought getting, a C or higher was impossible.
Right.
So I'm starting to like learn shit that if you really want to do it, you just got to really put your head down.
Definitely.
And it's very possible. Do you think like it's just not cool to be a teacher anymore? Like, where are all the teachers at?
I think
everybody wants to be a fucking nurse. Which I don't blame them, but...
and see, my best friend's a nurse, and she's like...
Oh, yeah, it fucking sucks.
Yeah. And
it takes a special person to be a nurse, and it takes
does.
a special person to be a SpEd teacher.
Yeah.
Or like, the higher level nurses that are like, take care of the elderly.
Yeah. Oh,
that's a special fucking person. So I think that y'all should get paid as much as a doctor. Why? Most people's families aren't willing to take care of their mom or their grandma when they're old. But guess what? Not saying that the system sucks, but they might not be getting taken care of that much. Exactly. And, you know, that's your fucking family member.
Well, both of my grandparents were in nursing homes, and it was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, like, and those people, it's a hard job.
Yeah.
You know, you're literally taking care of another human being that can't, like, wipe their ass. Yeah.
So many to
and
take
people
care
are like,
of.
oh, you know, it's like, well, you go try to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not easy.
And it's depressing. Like, that sucks the life out of you. When you're seeing, like, this is what I live for. This is what it's like to get old. I'm just going to deteriorate in this.
I think if you keep working out, you'll actually, there's like 92-year-old people that are fit. I think enough people don't work out.
I don't work out. I need to work out.
Yeah, you should.
I need to.
You'll live longer.
I just hate it.
I hate it too. I hate it every day.
You can't hate it.
I hate every aspect of it.
But you're so passionate about it.
Because I had no choice, because I know if I don't, just because I saw from an early age, like, people that aren't fit usually die early.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and the ones that do die are the ones that take steroids, enlarged hearts, or you're just too fucking big, and, like, you know, your heart's only so big, right? So, like, if you go from 150 to 300, dude, you're going to have a heart attack. Yeah. Or if you eat too much food and become a fat ass, you're going to have a heart attack.
Right.
You know? Somebody that's a bodybuilder can make their blood pressure just as fucked up as a fat person. Yeah. Shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
But so there's like that balance that I'm trying to do. Especially now. That's why I got into jiu-jitsu, because I need to become more like cardiovascular, right? Because heart disease runs in my family.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, and my cousin died at 40, and I'm 37. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to beat that, or at least as best as I can.
Yeah.
So, but if I just didn't do nothing, it might happen. I mean, I don't know. You know, you never know when you're going to die. So,
and I mean, working out's good for all your endorphins and your dopamine and all that. So it's helping.
It keeps you young.
Yeah.
Those 92-year-old people I was talking about, they actually like look like they don't even have saggy skin.
I need to get in the gym.
Ain't that some wild shit?
That is wild.
Well, let's still get you in there. So what happens when you become Master Chief at this table that you're talking about? What's that position called?
It's the Ed Leadership. So I'll have my master's in educational leadership, which I'm not stopping there. I'm going to get my doctorate.
You're going to get a PhD?
Too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
doctor.
all about that.
Dr. Amy.
I know. See? It has a good ring to it.
Yep.
No, but at that level, I can either be an administrator on the school level, or I can go work for the State Department of Education, try to change some of these standards. I did just sign up to be a CASA volunteer, which I don't know if you're familiar with that. You go and you help. You're an advocate for kids in foster care or in the court system. So, like, when they don't have a voice, like, you go meet with them, you build a relationship, and you can go to court with them, speak for them. Yeah, anybody can do it. They're looking. Yeah, they're looking for volunteers. So, I mean, if that's where your heart is.
How do I know if my heart's made for that?
I think your heart's made for that, Eric. I feel like you have a soft. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I am a Virgo.
You like helping people?
Yeah,
obviously.
That's what I found out my personality was.
You know, helping people helps yourself. Like, helping people helps you.
Yeah, but I don't look at it like that. Like, I don't help people so I can get something out of it.
No, but it does help you.
Oh, yeah, mentally, for sure. Yeah.
I
get that, yeah. I'm like one of those, there's 17 personalities or 18. I'm the advocate. So it says that in there.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
No, I think, and I mean, think about it. Think of these poor kids that have nobody. Like, they don't have parents to turn to. They don't have grandparents to lead them in the right direction. So they're just stuck in the system. Yeah,
hopefully, if this podcast does, like, Joe Rogan style, I'll be able to, like, start a lot of different, like, little foundations, organizations. I mean, there's, like, so many different, what do you call those things? Where you get free money, grant money?
Oh, grant money.
Nonprofits.
Yeah,
you know,
nonprofit.
So open up a bunch of those and just, like, take that money that the government's going to give you anyway and use it for what you should be using it. You might actually help a lot more people.
Exactly.
And still make money. You know, because obviously you need to fucking buy shit.
To survive. But all right, well, count me in when you get those nonprofits. I'll be there.
So what would I have to do?
For the CASA, you just go on, you fill out an application, then you go to like a 2-hour training.
Right.
And then to actually be a CASA advocate, you just go meet with the kids. You'll develop a relationship. If they have court dates,
from a crazy
can go
background.
to court. Yeah, see? Yeah.
I relate to a lot of people.
Me too.
I think,
Me too.
I can feel that.
I never met my dad. I wasn't really interested in knowing him, but now that I'm older, like researching, my grandmother on my dad's side was actually born on a Cherokee reservation. So,
wow.
Yeah, so I'm ready to like go to Oklahoma and really get into it. I want to go investigate that. So maybe this summer But yeah, there's so much I want to do. Like, I just made 40, and it's like I'm ready.
You don't look 40. You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
That's why when I was like, wait, your mom's like 3 years older than me. I was like, does she look 40? I was like, because I don't feel like I look 37. It's just such a weird number to say. So yeah. You look.
Well,
yeah.
Alyssa always tells me I look old. I'm old.
Well, imagine if you worked out.
I know.
Watch it, Alyssa. Yeah, she's coming for you. She's going for you.
I am, Alyssa. Look out.
So once you do all that, damn, that's a lot. I love that. I love that there's somebody out there that's like working harder than me right now. Because that's how I feel. Yeah. So I feel like you're getting it. All right. I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. What happens once you achieve that? Like, where do we go from here? Like,
for these kids.
I think you should first and foremost, like, try to get the teachers paid more.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That 100%.
Like, it should be like it should become like, you know how nursing became fucking badass during the pandemic? Before the pandemic, people were like, nursing, fuck that.
Right.
Now, everybody wants to be a travel nurse.
Yeah.
Shit, I'll do that. Just because, like, I can see the world for 3 months.
Exactly.
Make buku money.
If I didn't have kids, 100%, that's what I would do, you know?
But if you were a teacher getting paid like that, it would be 10 times better. Every 3 months I go teach at a new school.
Yes. Oh, how
And I love
amazing.
that y'all get summers off.
But,
I'd be teaching
we really don't.
Well,
People
you know
think
what I
we
mean.
get
Well,
summers off. We really don't. Like, let me tell you what my summer consists of. We dismiss in May 27th. And May 29th through the 31st, I'm at the convention center doing a teacher leader
teachers
summit.
are different, yeah.
Then I'm teaching summer school because
Gotcha.
a lot of my kids, I do special ed during the summer for them to, and the state just implemented a new initiative for any kids that didn't score mastery or advanced. They're actually required now to go through a summer program to try to raise their reading scores, because since the pandemic, everything was just
But a lot of teachers don't do as much work as you, right? I mean,
but you know now, okay, so say I was off in the summer. We'd be off from May 27th. We go back August 1st. So you're really only off.
Yeah, because my mom, she retired 40 years in the school system. She was a clerk. Like, when she was in high school, you learn how to type.
Yeah.
So that's what she's always stated, that worked for, like, the school system and all that. And it's like, I always appreciated her having that 3 months off, but she's like, yeah, the teachers, they got to go like way differently.
Yeah.
Like earlier, a month earlier. So I was like, damn.
Now we get 6 weeks off. It's not even 3 months anymore.
So it's like you're working
6
10
weeks.
months out the year versus, you know, what people think.
Right.
And I bet a lot more people would.
They would if they raised our pay. They would, but I can tell you why a lot of teachers are leaving, because there's so much bullshit that comes with this job that you just don't know. Like, you don't have the free will to teach what you want in class anymore. Everything
Heard about that.
Yeah.
Heard it's getting weird.
It is. Everything is pushed down. You have to teach a certain amount. If your kids are falling behind, then you need to pull small groups, and then you need to do this on top of getting these other kids prepared for an assessment.
Right.
And then, you know, still keep up your rigor.
They want y'all to manage all of this by yourselves.
Besides reaching out to parents and then dealing with all the emotional problems that all these kids come with. And then, you know, like, I have a student this year that the mom was being abused by the boyfriend, and he was coming to school filthy. So I was bringing his uniforms home. Like, I went and pulled uniforms from our lost and found, and I would take his uniforms home, wash them.
Right.
We bought him new shoes. I got socks donated to him.
You bought him new shoes?
Yeah.
That's nice of you.
He needed them. He had holes at the bottom of his shoes in October.
That's fucked up.
We bought him cologne and body spray and Axe, and every morning he comes in, he puts on his
Feeling
deodorant.
Good.
Yeah. But it's like we do so much
How old
behind
is
the
this kid?
scenes. 10.
Wow.
Yeah. So much behind the scenes that people just don't know. So it's like you come home emotionally drained.
You taking care of somebody else's kid.
You are. You are. And I mean, I'm not the only one that does this.
No, I know.
There's
I know.
teachers everywhere that
I've
do
met
this,
some.
you
I've
know?
met some beautiful teachers.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you know, because like
coaches too.
I call them my kids. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
these
for
are
sure.
my kids, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you know.
So I know people are leaving because they're like, I'm not getting paid $60,000 a year to do all of this.
Yeah, I think it should at least be $100K.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Shit, I might be a teacher if they paid $100K, because you could live off of that.
You could live off of that.
I'd probably be an art teacher.
Or even if we got discounts, like cops get discounts. Like, I feel like we're
Well, I mean, cops need to get paid more too.
They do. Absolutely do they.
Most people probably gonna be like, fuck you. My dad used to be a cop, so everybody can kiss my ass.
Yeah. I mean, they really do. They risk their life every day.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, not trying to get all weird, but it's like, you know, you got good cops and bad cops. You got good politicians, bad politicians. Yeah. Good doctors, bad doctors. I mean, you know, everybody's capable of being evil, just like everybody's.
And the good do suffer for the bad.
Well, yeah, and money rules everything. Yeah, so,
it does.
But, you know, besides that little rant, so where can, like, people find you if they want to, like, get in touch with you? Because, like, clearly you're, I mean, if, you know, if 8 billion people could see this episode, I think you'd at least have 100 million people on your side. So, like, how can they get in touch with you if, you know, they want to?
I'm on Facebook.
You? Okay.
Amy Calamusa. And then in my Instagram is on.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Didn't you tell us to give Alyssa's Instagram?
Yeah, give Alyssa's Instagram.
She's like, Mom, I'm getting all these DMs.
But she's on more than me, you know? Like,
for sure. Not really, but yeah. I'm actually on more than her.
Really?
Yeah. She hooked me up, though. She set it up for me. And then went to town. That's another thing. Fucking marketing is hard.
I know.
It's not, sure. I've had to learn how to do a whole new job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never went to college for it either. I went for the
you
wrong
don't have
thing.
an assistant. You're doing everything.
Yeah, Chris said I'm like the producer.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's that? He's like, oh, that's my boss at work. I was like, oh, cool. You know, you book the talent, you do all this.
Right.
I mean, but hopefully, Chris, you know, wears one of the hats now. Brandon wears one of the hats. But we got a few people
Good,
involved.
You got to delegate.
Buddy Jeff, my buddy Sky, like they're kind of like the, what do they call those, operations managers. And, you know, Scott's got a PhD. Yeah. Shout out. Yeah, just like you in business.
Nice.
So it's been pretty wild. But no, I like that. So it's going to make me work harder now. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that with us. We'll work hard
together, Eric. We'll do it.
How long will it be before you could become a doctor? Dr. Amy?
2.5 years.
What college are you going to?
Southeastern.
Shout out.
Lion up.
Yeah, Nunez took care of me when I went. I was trying to do another career, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. Yeah. I thought I had to do it.
What were you?
Well, I needed to pay back a lot of money. So first I tried doing tugboat for 9 months to be a tugboat captain. But that would have took me like 6 years. I'd have been like 40.
And that's like ancient and tugboat captain world, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, it was like I love the water. Yeah. So it's like I was like, all right, what pays a fuckload of money? A tugboat captain, and you're on the water. But so I drove them. But it just takes a long time.
It does.
It's like
it takes
nepotism.
a lot out of you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I would have died. Because they thought I was like 20. And I was like, dude, I'm like 32. Right. They're like, what? So, yeah, it's a young guy's thing. And it's super dangerous.
It is.
Seeing somebody lose like 3 fingers. So I quit doing that and I went to Nunez. So 31, first time in college. And to be an operator at a refinery. And that's like mechanical shit. Yeah. Not my thing. No. I'm more artsy. Yeah. I'm not good at reading comprehension. Right. Apparently, I found out, Amy. They put me in fucking.
You were in remedial?
Well, I had to go to like 2 reading classes. Oh, no, 3 English classes. And I graduated with English honors. So my first essay we wrote, in like 15 years, I got a 93. And this kid next to me, like fresh out of high school, got like a 60. And I was like, hey, bro, are you good at math? He's like, yeah, I'm in like, you know, physics, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, good. Because like basically like people that are good at math, they suck at English, vice versa.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with all that, but.
Well, now, you know, I think these kids are going to come out all sucking in English because we don't teach like grammar.
But they don't even write cursive anymore.
No, we don't write cursive.
They taught me that in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
That's sad.
You don't do vocabulary, you don't do spelling.
What?
It's all just kind of like writing. Oh, yeah, the curriculum, so.
But I see kids doing spelling bees.
In the state of Louisiana?
On Instagram or TikTok, you know. You know, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
But you definitely don't have like spelling class anymore.
Well, no, I think that was always considered reading.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But now it's just kind of, I don't know. But I mean, kids that need the
right.
Now you have high school kids that just have complete run-on sentences in their papers and they can't.
Right. Well, that's because everybody's, you know.
It's a mess. It's a mess. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I learned some shit in college. I was like, damn. I was like, whew. Yeah. We are fucked.
Yeah.
They're scanning like problems and they're like getting like, you know, it tells you the answer. I was like, dude, whew, I don't know. Now I got the AI.
Right.
But I don't know. I have hope now that like I realize like you are who you are and So I have hope for humans.
Yeah.
So there's more people like you. Hopefully when people watch this
or
listen to it, they could, understand that. Maybe you'll inspire somebody.
I hope so. And then if anybody wants to be a teacher, we do have a recruitment stipend. Holler at your girl.
Yep. She said, honestly, y'all, teachers are getting paid more right now. That's awesome.
They are right now. Last year we got a 12% raise.
You need more.
We do need more. I feel like we should get 12% every year, but
awesome.
Did
you do the email or did you do the Instagram name?
Yeah, A Calamusa. Alyssa said that's what my Instagram name was.
Oh yeah. That's what it was. All right. At first I thought you were like, I'm gonna put Alyssa's on there.
No, I had to ask Alyssa what is my Instagram name?
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, Amy, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We're gonna wrap it up, and I really appreciate you wanting to come on. I was shocked when Alyssa said that, so thank you, and hopefully this helps somebody or a few people.
I hope so.
Hopefully some parents, some kids.
Definitely. Be an advocate for your child. Yes, always step up.
Well, I'm sure they will. The world needs more people like you, so thank you. And all right, guys. Hopefully you like this episode, and if you did, just hit that Eric's ADHD Experience subscribe button. And that's all we have for tonight, and we'll see y'all later. Thank you.